right into it, fellas. Everybody knows what the first topic is, so there's no need in dancing around it. No pun intended. It's the last dance, the final episode. uh, let's jump right into it, fellas. Initial thoughts, man. T, I'm gonna throw it to you, man.
Oh man, I loved it. I loved it. It gave me that childhood. I want to be like Mike feeling when it was all wrapped up. I mean, they didn't really get to the nitty gritty that I thought they would, but it felt magical. I finished the last episode. My son just staring intently, just not even talking. 6-year-old, just locked in. No better feeling, man. Mike's the greatest.
Yeah. I think we can agree with that, man. Mike's the greatest. Mike is certainly the greatest. What do you think about the finale of The Last Dance?
I mean, I thought it was capped off just the way, it should have been. And I thought it was really good overall, honestly. And I think the time of everything, man, right now we all sitting at home, man, watching Mike, watching his greatness, got me excited for basketball, got me excited for sports, got me really into it, man. That was a real touching documentary, really solid. And the timing for ESPN couldn't be even better.
Yes, sir. DeMelo Ragu. Hey,
man,
you got the J's in the backdrop. How you feeling, man?
Man, what Jordan made me realize, man, I need to be more cutthroat, yo. No friends out here when it comes to trying to get the trip and the glory.
Nah, no doubt, man. You can't let nothing get in the way of your goals. And Jordan definitely wasn't that guy, man. I think y'all know how I felt. I've been saying it from Jump Street. I think it's been a lot of peaches and cream with this documentary, man. We ain't get the dark side of Jordan. To me, this was like just the elevation of MJ. Not that he don't deserve it. I mean, this is one of the all-time greatest athletes in the history of sports. But what did you guys think of that? Did you guys think this was too peachy, or did you guys think that this is how it should have been done if you're doing an MJ documentary?
I think it was a good amount of peachy, but also at the same time, even with the amount of, juice that they gave him, even with a little bit of controversy, they still try and paint him out to be slightly a bad guy, but overall still a good overall message. So I think they did it right. They didn't get too crazy with it, try and bring my man down. I think it was done tastefully, done well. And in terms of, for a GOAT, I think it was done right.
I can't agree with you more, man. They really made Jordan look human. And he's a sports god, not just a basketball guy. He's a sports guy. They did a good job of making him look human. I could kind of tell that, all the back and forth with the other players, the teammates, all the disputes, with the front office, like it wore on him. He wasn't just unfazed by it. He did have emotions. He did feel a way. He just prioritized winning even more. That documentary also let me know that we need a spinoff. We have to see Rodman. I want to see NWO Rodman. I want to see all the highlights and the lowlights. I want to see what happened with Carmen Electra in Vegas. I want to see everything Dennis Rodman. I thought they did a good job at showcasing Rodman and Pippen as well.
Man, I feel like we need a movie now. Like, those 10 episodes were great, but I know ESPN is trying to give us Game 6 of his last final movie, which is unseen footage or whatnot. But yeah, it made me want more Jordan, more everything, more how did he gamble? What made him gamble? It's not just that he wanted a competitive edge against somebody. It made you it made you realize, if you ain't an asshole, then why do it? Why do it to be friends with anybody? It made me realize, to get somewhere in life, sometimes, man, that's why when you work with a dickhead at work, part of my friends, it's just you see why they do it now. Like, you made you realize, that's why that guy next to me at work is an asshole. He's trying to achieve something, and now you got to applaud, man. Yeah. Look how many guys he stole rings from. Not even stole, like snatched baby from a candy. Like, yo, give me that. You're not taking none of it.
Nah, that's facts, man. Hey, shout out to our guy Rome, man. Hey, young Rome, 22, man. He just hit us up saying he wants a Kobe documentary, man. Hey, we agree, Rome. And we'll see you on the next episode, Brody. Hey, continuing with the Jordan conversation, man. What do you guys think, honestly, all honesty, about Jordan's competition? Because obviously, his competition was highlighted heavily in these last 2 episodes. If it was the Knicks down to the Pacers, especially in that Eastern Conference, I mean, you got to admit LeBron James, who Jordan is often compared to, has gotten a ton of criticism for the competition he's faced at times in route to finals. What did y'all think about Jordan's comp? You know, I'm gonna start with you, T. When you think about those Pacer teams, when you think about those Knicks teams, how great do you think those teams were in relation to just NBA history?
Patrick Ewing's a Hall of Famer. Charles Barkley's a Hall of Famer. Reggie Miller's a Hall of Famer. Karl Malone and John Stockton, Hall of Famer. Top 50 players of all time. I mean, I don't even think we can have a competition debate. In fact, if it wasn't for Jordan, we know those guys. You see more, maybe not Karl Malone and John Stockton, no Utah guys, but we see more Reggie Miller jerseys. We see more Patrick Ewing jerseys. But I think that era was tougher to play against. I think this era where all these guys join up and form these super teams, this is the cake era. I mean, these guys got it good. That's just my opinion.
I don't understand that at all, though, because like you named individuals, you named a whole bunch of individuals, but you're talking about his super team era. But you know, if you're talking about who his competition was, yeah, those were some solid teams. But like literally, the super team era was created as a rebuttal to LeBron James and his caliber and his game. They created the super team era. They created a super team off a team that was already a legendary team. Added Kevin Durant so they could team up against LeBron, because y'all know what happened with the season before that. They had to go team up. So that's the thing, man. Like if they was that super team era is tough to discount. I don't know if Jordan might have missed a couple too in those same opportunities that LeBron had during that run. He wouldn't have been flawless like MJ is. Unfortunately, you know, that goes against the track record for LeBron. But MJ 6 for 6, you know. I'm not saying the competition was bad, but he didn't go against a team as good as that Warriors team that LeBron did.
You making a good point right there, Scrub. You making a good point. I mean, we talking about Steph, KD, Clay, Gerardo. What you think, man? Do those Warriors teams stack up against the Pacers and the Knicks or those other times? Who's better?
We're not even just talking about the Warriors. I'm gonna have to agree with Nick. I know it's odd for me to say this, but yeah, you're talking about the Golden State, right? It's not about to forget about the Spurs, Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Parker, like the come up of fucking Kawhi Leonard and Green, and then let's not forget about the Celtics that run. The Celtics were pretty still decent when LeBron James crewed up in Miami. Like we can't forget about that. And then we talk about Michael Jordan. Yeah, he faced against duos against his. If you talk about Jordan, right? We're talking about Jordan, and then he had. If it wasn't Rodman, it was Grant, right? With him and Pippen. So now we're talking about Jordan already had the big three, and he was just going up against big twos. If you think about it, right? Karl Malone and Stockton, it was just those two in the Utah team. And then
Byron Russell, come on, man.
Now, come on, man. Like, bro, you're talking about Grant. Look at what Grant did when he went to the Magic. When it was Grant, and then it was O'Neal, and then it was Penny, if I'm not mistaken, right?
And Nick Anderson. Mm-hmm. Come on, man.
Okay, and then when Jordan comes back, and look what happened to Jordan. Jordan lost to that big three coming back. Yeah, he was coming back from playing baseball, but still he faced a big three. And then when it came for that big three Miami, for that Magic team to come back, Penny got hurt, and then Grant got hurt. So like, he didn't even face the big three when it came to the Magic. And we talking about LeBron. LeBron faced big threes. So I'm going to go with LeBron in this one.
All right. So look. Y'all see where we going right now. We jumping into the GOAT debate. I mean, does the teams that they played have any effect on the GOAT debate? Is my question. Let's. I want to throw a jump ball right now. Let's get it.
No, I don't think it's team. I think it's more like players. The players they face. Like those guys motivated each other. Like Jordan said it himself. Like I'm not me without pimping. And Jordan just needed one person. So that what makes Jordan great compared to LeBron. LeBron is not LeBron without who? Without Wade, without Bosh. Like there's a list of people. LeBron wouldn't be who he is without those individuals. When it comes to Jordan, it's just one person. We're talking about pimping. That's it. All 6 of those finals, was just one guy and a coach. So with that said, like
Jump
I'll
in,
say
T.
Jordan.
Nah, this is
Jordan's
blasphemy,
still the
man.
great.
I don't care what super team was going on. I don't care if you call it a duo. He was playing against one guy. I mean, it's patently untrue. But at the end of the day, 6 times, no game sevens, 6 in a row. I mean, I don't really care. I don't care if he played a WNBA team. He got it done. Nobody else could win when he was on. LeBron can't say that. Kobe can't say that. Any other GOAT you want to name in any other sport except Mayweather. When he was on, when he was doing this thing, nobody else ate.
That's a
You could
fact.
you could debate the rest all you want.
That's a fact. So Scruff, how do you feel, Scruff? Do you think the competition matters? Do you think that the fact that some may say LeBron has faced better competition, some may say the same for Jordan, but do you think that should even matter when you're talking about the greatest, or does it just matter how much you won at the end of the day?
It should matter. I mean, you got to think about what you're going up against. Like, you have to scale anything, just like you have to talk about when you're talking about guys from different eras. Again, like LeBron's era is a little bit different, and that in. But when it comes to the ultimate in the debate, I'm not saying LeBron is better than Jordan, but I think LeBron gets a lot of slack for not having the record in the finals with that amount of finals appearances and not the amount of rings. And that to me is unfair. And that's really the biggest thing. Mike's competition was solid, but I'm just saying, man, that Warriors
it's not unfair because Mike was dominant in the clutch, man. LeBron, if he had Mike's clutch gene, we wouldn't be having this conversation probably. If he could get it done, I mean, what's he been in, 8 finals? Come on, man. There's no way Jordan goes to 8 and doesn't win 7. Doesn't win 8 probably. Like,
you also got to take into account that he got into those finals. It doesn't discount him for you to get there. If you miss and you first round, second round exits, whatever. LeBron got to the finals way ahead of his curve, way ahead of his window. When he made it to the finals, he wasn't even really arrived yet. Like, the craziest is to say that a kid that young could take his team to the finals, but he wasn't even close to the player that he is and has become. So he was in there way ahead of his game and willed his team to the finals with literally nothing. And it doesn't discount to me. It doesn't discount him. Missing the rings, in terms of, finals appearances. Because I think ultimately he's going to have a longer career than Mike. And that's going to also factor into the debate as well. I think you're going to start arguing, who was better in their prime. Because ultimately LeBron might play, much longer career than Jordan. And that could ultimately even things out. But, it's all.
Hey, bro, I think you make a great point with that, man. And I kind of want to transition the conversation into that. What do you guys think about LeBron? Like, for example, we all agree that MJ is the GOAT, right? I think everybody here agrees that. But can LeBron still catch him? Is there anything LeBron can do to catch him? For example, we parade MJ 6 straight. So obviously, if LeBron was to run off 6 straight right now, is he the GOAT? What do you guys, in your opinion, what could LeBron do to eclipse Jordan? Gerardo, let's start with you, man.
You're gonna have to three-peat in Lakerland and La La Land and win Finals MVP all 3 times.
T, do you think it's possible?
Anyway,
no, it's not. That's not a possibility. I don't know what he could do. In my mind, I don't think there's much he can do, especially at his age. Maybe he'll surprise me, maybe he won't. But yeah, I don't think it's anything he can do. And one of my points is Jordan. There was no debate about who was number 1 in the league. Jordan never had a debate when he played. He was the guy. We've always debated whether it's been Giannis or LeBron, Kobe or LeBron. I mean, that should let alone tell you right there that it's no real debate. It's one guy dominated his era and another guy played at a high level in his era.
Disagree. Not that I was like even alive in that time, but like Magic Johnson and them and those guys, like, even though Jordan everybody knew Jordan had clear talent, but there's a lot that have clear talent, put up big numbers, but don't win in the playoffs. And that's the narrative, and that was the talk around Jordan when he first came in the league, and he was really good, putting up big numbers. Oh, you're just that guy putting up numbers on a bad team or a team that can't really get there. Oh, you don't have the class or the true leadership and winning style, the Magic and Larry Bird. That was the knock on Mike. Obviously, he outgrew that narrative, but he wasn't like that early on.
I don't understand this generation. That's not a knock on Westbrook. That's not a knock on Harden. These guys don't get it done in the playoffs. They put up a ton of numbers, but how's that a knock on MJ? It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be a knock on MJ, but people knocking LeBron, so the knocks have to be evenly distributed.
I agree with that.
We talking about GOATs here, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't have a tilted GOAT. You know, it's got to be, because honestly, we're talking about the GOAT conversation. I think MJ is the GOAT. You know, but I think LeBron still has the opportunity to be there and to eclipse what it would take. I think, to be honest, I don't think it would be enough for everybody, but I think two chips in LA does it for me, and I think he's on the same level as Jordan. And
a 2P or just 2-1 and then no and then 1.
It doesn't matter when he gets them. Just give me 2. They'll give him 5, and to me, like, you know, that's not 6. 6 would be enough. Then you'd say, okay, he has 6 too, and then everybody can really, you know, stop. But, you know, I think, you know, if you get 7, then what can you really say? If he got 7, then I think undisputedly you can't touch him. I don't think he's going to get 4 more. I think that would be ridiculous. If he did, then he's the GOAT. There's no question.
Maybe I'm a hater. I'm still disputing it. I'm looking at these shoes right here. We got a guy that played with the flu pizza, the food poisoning, whatever you want to call it, right?
The bad pizza.
We got a guy that let cramps disable him. I mean, I think it's 2 guys. I think Jordan's 1. I think LeBron's in that 2 to 3 range.
I hear that. Now go ahead, G.
My thing is, like, I don't think LeBron has yet to eclipse Kobe yet, in my mind.
I hear that, and that's a whole other conversation that we'll definitely get into. In the future, man, no doubt. I think that LeBron, because his career is still active, he does have a chance to eclipse Jordan. I mean, I don't think it's easy. It won't be done easily. I mean, it's not well within reach, but it's possible. And if anybody can do it, I think LeBron would be the one. I'm not counting against him. I'm not counting on him to do it, but I think it would definitely have to be 3 more championships. I think it definitely has to be at least 6 chips before we can start entering him into that conversation. How he does it, I'm really not concerned with, but if he gets 3 more, it really the conversation, you have to really start looking at small things, because you can't just throw Jordan got 6 in anybody's face anymore. But it's an interesting conversation. I'm sure it's one we'll probably come back to a lot in the future, man.
I respect 6.
I think he's got an opportunity to make a run. People may not see it. I know he's 35 years old, but I think he has the opportunity right now, the way the league is stacked currently, to make a run. He could make a 2-3 championship run, or in the next, before he hits 40, he could get a couple more.
Hey, look, people like T gonna say he got 5 in a Corona chip. They're not gonna count his Corona chip.
Yeah, I'm not counting. If he win this year, I'm not counting.
You're not counting the Corona chip?
No, man. No COVID trophies. Get out of here.